Hi everybody, so today I'm going to do a review of a Schuyler Bible, as you probably already guessed with seeing the logo there. This one is a Quentel. Don't mind the scuffs and dings on the box, that's how it came from Evangelical Bible. So luckily the Bible inside was pristine, and that's what we really care about. So this one is the Quentel in the English Standard Version. This is the dark brown goatskin. All the Schuylers do come in a nice looking black box. We've got Schuyler Bibles on the opposite end, and then just the Jerusalem cross on the front. They all also do come with this here, which congratulations on the purchase of this heirloom Bible. So every one of them's got one of those, which is nice. And then they always put in one of their business cards, which has their website and phone number. And then these come in really handy too if you wanted to use those for underlining in your Bible. So real quickly before we start looking at the Bible, I'll just give you some dimensions. So this one is going to be 9 3/4 inches tall by 6 1/2 inches wide, and this one is 1.5 inches thick. One thing with this one is it's got those 3 beautiful colored ribbons. I really like that. The gorgeous, gorgeous gold gilding, which is just pristine. Looks fantastic. Those ribbons, the colors on those, I love that. That just really made me fall in love with this Bible. So it's a dark brown goatskin. We do have a perimeter stitching all the way around, which not only looks great, but it's also going to help this Bible to stay together better as well. We've got the Jerusalem cross embossed in there. The grain on this goatskin just looks fantastic. Hopefully the camera will do it justice, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful cover. Nice and flexible, very soft. I'm sure you probably could roll it up, but I don't do that to my Bible, so I'm not going to do that. On the spine, as you can see already, we've got those beautiful raised ribs, Holy Bible, English Standard Version, and the Crossway logo. And these ribs are just gorgeous. I love the looks of a Schuyler Bible. I think they just do such an amazing job. They did an unboxing on this one, and somehow I neglected to upload it, so that was when my mom was in the hospital, so I was kind of sidetracked. But we've got this beautiful gold gilt line all the way around the perimeter. As you can see, it's just right up against the leather there. So they did that line just perfectly. I don't see a single flaw anywhere in that. And I believe that this is a leather lined here, so I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that it is. This here does tell us that it is goatskin, and it is tabbed into the block. You'll kind of be able to see that on these first few cardstock pages. If I can separate them. So you can kind of see that there, and the way that this is bound is a little different than the other one that I've got that's in calfskin. So it's not going to lay quite as flat, but just a different setup that they do. So we've got a few pages of our blank cardstock, and then we get right into our presentation page. There's our main page there. It tells us it is the Quentel series. A little bit of information here. It tells us it's the 2016 text edition. We've got our books of the Bible. We've got a preface, which I definitely recommend reading that if you pick one of these up, because that's always helpful to get the information that they got in that. So it's going to give you the textual basis and resources, the textual footnotes. That is always helpful to read that. And then this has got explanation of the features that are in this edition, which include the section headings using the cross-reference system, the types of cross-references, the textual footnotes, maps and charts. So that is all definitely helpful information. Then we're going to get right into the first book of the Bible, which is Genesis. So one thing that you can see right here is we've got red on the chapter numbers, which I really like the way they do that. And you'll actually be able to see a little bit more on this other page here. So you can see that they use that also on the page numbers. Tells us where we're at in the book. But the red just really is eye-catching. I like the way that they do that. They use the red also down here in our cross references. So that to me just looks really nice. It keeps the text nice and clean. We've got the nice 2-column format. This is an 11-point Milo font. So you pretty much don't get any ghosting. This is a 36 GSM paper. And you can see from looking at that right there, I mean, you don't get any ghosting. It is line match, so that makes a big difference as well. But just such an easy Bible to read. Right there you're going to see that we've got our red under gold. So nice, beautiful gold. And then that really nice shade of red. So the way that they've done that on here just looks fantastic. Nice dark shade of red. Looks really pretty. I'm going to see if I can't get these ribbons all out next to each other, because that is one thing that made me fall in love with these ribbons. And when I was looking at this one, and I thought that I was going to be trading some Bibles for this one, and so the person said, "Hey, hurry, give me your address." And so then I gave it to him, and then he said, "Oh, go ahead and bless someone else with those other Bibles." So I could not believe that. So thank you so much. You know who you are, who I'm talking about, and I'm sure everybody else probably can figure it out as well. But I've already given one of those other Bibles out, and the person went insane over it. So that was a total blessing to be able to do that. So as we can see here, we've got one, like a kind of like a forest green color, fairly dark shade of green. We've got a purple. As you can see, I have not ironed these yet. And then we've got a honey gold. But these three colors against this brown goat skin just look awesome. I absolutely love the way that this Bible looks. It's just so beautiful. This one is black letter, so there's not going to be any red letter in the New Testament. It does have a concordance. It is 62 pages. One thing on their concordances, which a lot of people would probably agree with me, is it would be fantastic to see them do a larger font, because the font on those is so tiny next to this 11-point Milo font. I held this up against my little font chart, and it looks like it's maybe a 6, possibly a hair smaller than a 6-point. So I don't know, you let me know, but definitely looks a little bit smaller than a 6 to me. So pretty tiny, so I would like to see them do a larger font, especially a lot of people get these because of that larger font. It makes it so nice and easy to read. But then you get back here and man, you just can't really see it. But it still looks nice the way that they have the words in bold and in red, and then same with the chapters and verses, so that looks really nice. Now this concordance in this one is a little bit different than the one in my New King James, which is in the calfskin. So I'm going to close that real quick because I don't want a chance folding any pages, and then I'm going to show you in this New King James. So here you can see that there's spacing between all of these words here, where in this one there's not. So I'll show you that again real quick. And there's also a review of this one in there as well. So the binding on these two is different the way that they're done. So they're going to lay a little bit differently. This one will lay flatter out of the box, but I'm pretty sure that this one is not going to have any issues laying flat. So we're going to get back into that concordance, and then I'll show you that this one does not have the spacing like the other one. So no space between any of these words. But considering it's really small and it's not a lot of pages, I would love to see them do a bigger font, because I mean, it's only going to add, let's see, get back to the beginning. Even if they doubled the size of the concordance, it's pretty darn tiny. So It would be great if they did a larger font in the future. So we've got our Bible maps, an index of the Bible maps. And these are done like on a thicker Bible paper, so it's nice that it's a matte finish and not that glossy, because you don't get any glare. As you can see on there, you don't see any glare from the light, which is really nice. But I would love to see them separate these 2-page spreads, because you can kind of see down there that there's a bunch of little towns down there that are really hard to see. So, and if you have bad eyes, you'd probably never be able to see that with that really spreading that apart, and then you just don't want a chance doing that to your Bible. So that would be fantastic if they did them with the white borders like these others. That's how the maps are in my long primer, and the maps in that one are just gorgeous. So this is a really neat one, this timeline here. But just great color, the way that they've done these. A lot of detail. They really are just beautiful maps. There's another 2-page spread there. You can see from looking at them that they're just very well done. Really unique maps. Then we've got our index to the maps. Again, this could maybe have a little bit larger font. Not really sure what the size on this one is. I didn't really look, but since we have our little chart here, we'll kind of take a peek. So that could be about a 6, possibly. Then we've got a few pages of just the blank cardstock in the back. So if you did want to put notes in it, you do have a few pages to be able to do that. And then we get back to our nice back page here. And you can see that that gold gilt line is absolutely perfect. I mean, there's some Bibles to where it's not quite touching the edge, and then further away over here, or closer on one and not the other. But this one, front and back on this one, they just did a perfect job. But the goatskin leather on this is just gorgeous. That perimeter stitching looks amazing. And you can, like I said, you can kind of see how that's curved to go around there. So kind of a semi-yap. But the grain on this just looks absolutely gorgeous. Just a beautiful, beautiful Bible. And with those 3 ribbons, that to me just looks awesome. I know some people don't like the 3 colored ribbons. I personally think they're really neat. I really like that. And so you can kind of see a little bit of a difference here in the way that the block is done on the calfskin versus the goatskin there. And then this one is just more straight out. It doesn't kind of fold in to a yap, kind of like this one does. You can see how that's just straight. So, and then you can also see there's their calfskin grain against the goatskin grain. So this one's a little bit more of a pebble grain, and then that's got a larger grain on it. But Schuyler just makes absolutely gorgeous Bibles. I absolutely love this. This is fantastic to read while sitting up in bed, and then when I start to get sleepy, then I'll grab my little heirloom one, because that one's lighter. But this thing is just absolutely gorgeous with those colors, and against the red under gold with the brown and that art gilt line. Just a beautiful, beautiful Bible. So if you can get you a Schuyler, you would not be disappointed. So again, this particular one here has been the Schuyler Quentel, the English Standard Version in the dark brown goatskin. And you can pick these up on evangelicalbible.com. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a great day.